Hey guys, if you've even ever read a couple wilderness survival books or preparedness books or watched a couple videos on the subject, you've most likely come across the adage of you can survive 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. What I wanted to quickly touch on, which is something I know a lot of you guys probably already know, but this thing is repeated so often that it's worth saying for people out there who might not have factored this into their planning and their preparations, is that these figures, especially the 3 weeks without food, is a maximum for survival. Like they say you can survive 3 weeks without food. Yeah, 3 weeks without food, you will probably die at the end, but it doesn't mean that you'll be sitting there chopping wood and say, oh shit, it's been 3 weeks without food, and just die. No, you will be in a sad state of affairs if you've gone a couple weeks without food. You'll be laying there semi-conscious, maybe even hallucinating. You won't be able to do any sort of physical labor or anything like that. And so that's something you really need to keep in mind when you're planning any sort of like bug out scenario or something like that, because if you say, hey, I've only got, you know, to travel a week to get home and I can go 3 weeks without food, so it's not going to be, food's not going to be a big deal. Oh, no, that's going to be a huge problem, because even just sitting on your ass watching South Park for a week without food is going to be a damn miserable experience. And if you're trying to like ruck back with a, you know, weight on your back or do any kind of physical activity for even a couple days without food, you're going to be miserable and you're going to really start to lose effectiveness at doing any sort of physical task pretty quickly, and you're going to be more prone to injury and fatigue, and you're going to not be as alert, and it's just going to be really, really bad. And these things start to happen pretty much after the first or 1 or 2 skipped meals if you're really putting any physical exertion, like you know, trying to walk home with a backpack on. So don't rely on that 3 weeks as like this easy, you know, like a buffer zone, because really I'd say the only thing you can really count on is maybe a day or 2 of no food and still be combat effective. Not that you're necessarily going to see combat, but still be effective at doing any sort of physical tasks that you need to do. And even efficiency is still going to drop off right off the bat, but you'll still be able to do most things after a day or 2 with no food. But after 3 or 4 or 5 days with no food, you are seriously going to have to start seeing some debilitating effects, and you need to plan for that. So especially for people who have never experienced this before, it's going to be a kick in the pants, because how many people, have you ever really gone more than even a couple hours without food, let alone an entire day? Maybe you've gone a whole day without food. Have you gone 2 days without food or 3 days? It's crazy. I don't think I've ever gone more than 24 hours without food, and that's long enough for me. And it sucks, and you really start to get tired and fatigued even after that. So don't count on having 3 weeks of no food and just being fine, because it's just not the way it is. So make sure you've got a good grasp on that concept when you're planning, and I'll talk to you guys later. Oh, and let me know in the comments what's the longest you've ever been without food, because it's very rare in this country that people have to go, usually even a meal, you know, without missing a meal, and certainly more than a day or so is very, very rare. So let me know if you guys have ever gone longer than that without food, and what the circumstances were, and how you have felt after that. How you doing, guys? If you have ever watched any number how you doing, guys? I just got a quick video I wanted to put out today.